Hello everyone, this is the issue analysis for Disney. So on my team that's going to be doing the issue analysis breakdown, I have Joel, who is going to be doing the accounting piece. Joel is majoring in supply chain management. I have Brian, who is going to be doing the finance piece, and he is majoring in management and information systems. And then myself, who will be going over the operations and the marketing. I am majoring in business management as well as human resource management. So a little bit on the Disney background. I know that is a very well-known brand, but Disney was founded in 1923 when Walt Disney came to California. He came from Kansas City with a dream and a pitch series known as Alice's Wonderland, which was then changed to Alice in Wonderland. In 1928, the characters that we know so well, like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Pluto, were created along with the other characters. In 1957, Disney became a publicly traded company, and 10 years after that is when all the theme park construction began. So I'm going to discuss the issue analysis first. So some of the issues that I was able to find during my research was there were plastic factory companies that Disney was working with that were creating a lot of the Disney characters. Recently, they severed ties with this plastic factory company due to labor violations. Now, it wasn't an immediate breaking of the relationship and the partnership. Disney actually gave them an opportunity to go through and correct some of the things that they were doing within their human resources and the policies, and they failed to do so. So they decided to sever the ties. They also had a few issues with another company that they were working with called Lamson Toy Limited Company that was having some of the same problems, but more so with record keeping, their health and safety, as well as some of their human resource policies. There is not any known report as to if they have severed ties with this company as well. They are currently giving them the opportunity to correct some of these changes to stay in business with them. I believe that the company's response to both of these issues was done very well. They severed ties with the company that they'd given opportunities to and chances to correct some of these things because they were not on par or in the same level of standards that Disney was kind of holding themselves to. And that makes a lot of sense because you work so hard to build up your brand, and you don't need you don't need anything else going on behind the scenes that could corrupt that brand and the values in your mission statement. I also agree with them giving the company an opportunity to get their things together, and unfortunately one of them did not, so hopefully the other one is. I also believe that they handled it well whenever they severed ties with the previous plastic factory, because they put out a memo on Disney's website and their blog what was going on. So they were allowing their fans and the people that follow them and the people that respect Disney, they wanted them to know, and they wanted to be transparent about what was going on, and I really respect that. So some of the issue analysis and marketing. We've done some other projects, obviously, with this company, and I've read before that one of their biggest struggles right now is with ESPN. And the reason for that is a lot of people are switching over from having regular cable providers to streaming television, or streaming maybe ESPN sporting events or Netflix or Hulu. Those are their top competitors right now. So they're really struggling with trying to market their ESPN, which is one of their known brands that they own. So that's kind of something they're struggling with right now. However, I researched some things in the past that I found were issues that they dealt with during their marketing, and one of their biggest failures was actually Euro Disney. It was a marketing and planning failure. However, we do know it today as Disneyland Paris, but why are some of the reasons why it failed? It was actually very interesting to learn this, because some of the reasons why they failed were their environment and their location factors, the attendance, cultural differences, which is huge, which we'll discuss, and the weather. So when we're talking about the environment and the location factors, we mean they decided to plant it in Paris. a lot of people in here in America, I think that what Disney was doing was assuming that it would be just as big and just as wonderful here in Paris as it would be in America. And unfortunately, cultural difference plays a huge part in this. So with that, a lot of Americans like to take their kids out of school to bring them to Disneyland or go on a family vacation. And education is extremely important in Europe. And that just was not an option for parents to do with their children. So that was one thing. That was a cultural difference that was not going to work out. This actually also lowered the attendance, which then did not help them with meeting quotas. But another one is people in Europe do like to drink. There are a lot of drinking families, and Disney has they have a strict no alcohol policy. So there weren't a lot of families that wanted to take their children if they couldn't partake in having some drinks or things like that. Also the weather. I'm trying to think of the dates. From November to March, they have a very, very harsh, cold winter. And that's about 5 to almost maybe 6 months of them having very, very low numbers. So this really plays a part in their environment and location factors as well. So by reading about all of this, it was really interesting to me because, another cultural difference I want to bring up is not a lot of Europeans like Americans. So they don't want to partake in anything that has to do with Americans. That was something interesting that I learned with the cultural differences. I didn't get to read too in depth on that. There wasn't a whole lot, but I know that played a part in some of the low attendances. When I asked myself, what did they learn about this and what can I learn? I think it also falls into project management and planning. I think you need to have a team that actually specifically looks at the environment and location factors, which I'm sure that they do now. This was something that caused a huge amount of money. They were budgeted for $2 billion and actually went to spending $3 billion on this project, with many, many different times where other Disney theme parks had to bail this one out. So a question that I liked that I read and I saw was, are you branding for yourself and your current customers, or are you branding it for people that will hope to be customers in the future? And I think that's a really great question to ask yourself whenever you're looking to start a business or start a project. So now we are going to go into the accounting issues, and that will be done by Joel. So thank you.